Welcome to the Sixth and Seventh Man podcast. I'm your host, Matt. I'm here with my co host, Booba. This is our first episode, which we actually recorded yesterday. So we're coming back the next day to redo the intro because we had some audio issues. Please bear with us. Our production is going to get a lot smoother as we continue to go on. This is our first time ever recording ourselves do anything. So it's going to be a little choppy at first, but it will continue to improve. We're going to do our best. Here, we're going to discuss basketball. Me and Booba here have known each other since the sixth grade. All we do is talk basketball and argue about who we like, who we hate, players we hate, people we think suck, trades that need to be made, improvements, blah, 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 blah. You know how the basketball discussion goes. So that's the reason we're here. We talk for hours about basketball. We decided to make a show out of it. We plan on releasing an episode every Monday and every Friday morning. That's all for me.
Yep. Welcome to the Sixth and Seventh Man podcast. My name is Abinob. You can call me that. You can call me or Booba, like he said. I'm Egyptian, born and raised in Washington my whole life. We love basketball. We love all sports, which I'm sure we'll talk about other sports here and there as the year goes on. Kind of like what he said, we'll definitely talk debates, which player would you rather have, things like that. We'll also do, like some trivia questions, build your all-time starting five with just point guards or things like that of that nature. And kind of just have fun with it. We talk all the time about basketball. So like what he said, make it official, have fun with it, get the fans involved, kind of let us know what you think. Feel free to drop comments and hopefully you guys enjoy the show.
The layout of the show is going to be we're going to go over what the current storylines of the NBA are for that day or for that week, things that we feel are important to discuss, key moments of the week, pool plays, things that are funny. There's things that happen off the court that affect the game on the courts, things that we could talk about as far as that. And then we're going to go into predetermined segments that we choose. Our first episode that we recorded, which you will see here shortly, we talk about the key events in the league. We talk about Kawhi and his rise. We talk about Jaylen Brown and the Celtics and what they've been doing this year, amongst other things. And then we talk about our top 50 players. We're only going to get through 1 through 10 in our first episode, but we will have 50 by the end of it. We'll get into that, and you'll see here in a moment.
Yeah, just one more thing to add, kind of what he said. We'll have segments on the show. Our first episode, we did overrated teams. Each episode will kind of have its own thing.
Absolutely. So without further ado, enjoy the episode. We're going to go ahead and talk about what's going on right now. The Clippers are currently on a 6-game win streak, and Kawhi is finally looking like Kawhi from 2019. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kawhi is playing on a whole nother level. I think James Harden's turned back the clock. He's 36 years old. Looks like he's 26. His offensive game has just evolved nicely. And Kawhi, I don't think anybody has ever seen this kind of Kawhi as far as like from scoring standpoint. I at least haven't. I mean, 55 the other night, 45 last night. I've never seen this scoring. He could always score, but on this kind of level, along with his defense, I think they're playing him and James Harden are just carrying that team right now. Which has to do with their win streak.
They're currently a couple games outside of the play-in. You think they're a play-in team or a playoff team?
If they stay healthy, 100%.
It's a pretty big if when it comes to Kawhi, and then it's kind of crazy because they're doing this without Zubac too, so he's out at least another 2 weeks. He'll be back later in the month, but I mean, yeah, Kawhi is looking like Kawhi again. James Harden looks good. It's just a matter of them staying healthy, and I don't know what was going on with these guys at the beginning of the season, but I mean, the last 6, they won 6 straight. Kawhi's averaging 40 a game, 57% shooting in that time. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Anything else on the Clippers you want to add?
No, covered it. I think Kawhi said it himself. He's never been on a team where they needed him to score the way he has.
Yeah.
He's delivered. He's healthy finally.
I mean, I'll be honestly, dude, if we're going to talk about the Clippers, all this Kawhi talk aside, even if they get in the playoffs, they're getting bounced in the first round.
Oh, for sure. James
Like,
Harden has,
if
other
they,
than his 1 year with Houston and Chris
yeah, dude.
Paul, he
And
hasn't
then
delivered.
if we're gonna depend on Kawhi dropping 40 a game for you to win games, just hang it up. Might as well trade him. Might as well just blow the team. But like this team is going nowhere, if we're being honest. But it is fun to watch for the regular season. But let's be real, dude. Kawhi is not going to do it. Like I said, it's been since 2019. Kawhi is one of my favorite players ever. But I think those days are just long behind us. But it's been fun for 6 games.
Yeah, I just don't like the Sixers other team.
Yeah. I mean, other than Kawhi, James, and Zubac, I mean, John Collins is cool, but he hasn't really fit into that team or found his role with that team yet, which maybe he will, and maybe we'll be wrong. But
Right.
honestly, if they get him in a first round matchup with the Thunder, the Rockets, the Nuggets, even the Lakers, the Timberwolves, all those teams are beating this team in a 7 game series, in my opinion. But
Yeah. No, I for sure.
all right. Well, that covers the Clippers. The next thing we want to talk about is the Nuggets and the biggest injury of them all, Jokic being down for probably a month. Obviously, Aaron Gordon's been missing time. Christian Braun's basically been out the entire season. Has he even played this season?
He played.
I mean, he's basically been out. Cam Johnson is out as well. So 4 out of the 5 starters are out. Yeah, take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, not only are those guys out, but the backup center, Valanciunas, got hurt yesterday too. I think they'll be without him for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's Jamal Murray's time to shine. He needs to be an all-star, get the recognition he deserves.
He's already an all-star. He's averaging over 25 a game this year. He's definitely going to be an all-star. If he can just keep them 500 while during the time Jokic is out, that way they don't fall too far down the standings. I mean, they're not going to win. I mean, they got lucky kind of against the Raptors. Ball is on Brandon Ingram's fingertips, but if he could just keep them around 500 until Jokic gets back, which actually Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun will be back before Jokic, and those guys will help out too. But I'm looking at their schedule coming up. Got the Cavs, like at the Cavs right now, actually, we were just watching it. At the Nets, at the Sixers, at the Celtics. Other,
Stretch.
I mean, the Nets are actually playing decent too. That's a pretty rough road stretch. And then they got the Hawks, the Bucks, at the Pelicans, at the Mavs, Wizards, Hornets, Lakers. There's some winnable games in here. Again, if they could just be 500 and by the time Jokic gets back, if they're still within the playoff race, they'll climb right back up the ladder. It's just, you don't want a first round matchup against OKC. That's not how you want it. You definitely don't want to start in the play in, just extra miles for no reason. So hopefully they can stay in the top 6. And shoot, I don't know. I'm excited to watch them in the playoffs if they can stay healthy. Anything else you got on that?
I'm excited to watch Jamal Murray.
Me too. He's going to average like 30.
Yeah, I've never been the biggest. I mean, I like him a lot. I'm a huge Lakers fan. That's my team. We should have said that earlier. He torches the Lakers, and I've told Matt this. Yes, anyone else, he's prime Michael Jordan against the Lakers. Anyone else, he disappears. And so I'm excited to see what kind of Jamal Murray we're going to get without Jokic.
Yeah, I mean, he's always showed up in the playoffs pretty much his whole career. He's kind of regular season, he does his thing, but he'll have a big game here and there. But he always turns up. He's just one of those guys that shows up in the playoffs. But now it matters. They need these wins. Every win in the West is important. Again, you don't want OKC in the first round. You don't want San Antonio in the first round. You really don't even want Houston in the first round. Like ideally, if they match up well with the Lakers, like you said, like that would be the ideal. Minnesota's tough. I mean, no matter who they play in the first round, it's going to be tough. But home court advantage is important too, especially for Denver, altitude and all. All right. The one thing I wanted to talk about with the Nuggets is Peyton Watson. The first game without Jokic, he took 19 shots. So is he going to be the second guy? He actually looked decent. He scored like 24 or something.
Yeah.
He's a decent player. And you see when they play, Jokic actually gets him the ball a lot. He trusts him, but they're putting a lot of responsibility. He's kind of a vet other than Jamal Murray that's playing right now. I mean, he's been in that system for a few years now. So keeping my eye on him. Hopefully he can keep him going too. But all right, let's move on. Next topic's going to be Big Wemby, your favorite injury-prone guy.
I say he's injury prone. You say otherwise.
I mean, Well, we'll see. Time will tell. I mean, with these 7-3 and taller guys, they normally don't last too long or make super long runs, but he is obviously different than any other guy we've ever seen in the league. So I want him to be healthy because I want to see how it works. But also, as an OKC fan, I don't want this guy healthy at all. But I definitely want to see him play. He's hurt, but it's just a day to day thing. But it seems like these little injuries are kind of piling up for him at this point. And honestly, they should just, in my opinion, they should keep him coming off the bench. And they're winning games without him. They're 15-6 with him. They're 9-3 without him. I mean, they're winning games with or without him. Um, yeah. Anything you want to add on that?
I think that's effective without him. Years past, a superstar at such a young age, the second he's gone from their team, the team struggles. They're definitely with and without him. I
Yeah.
know you love Dylan Harper.
Yeah. Dylan Harper's my guy, but you got to give a lot of credit to De'Aaron Fox. He's playing out of his mind this year, and he just looks like a vet. Like his whole career, he's kind of been that explosive, like exciting player, but now he's like really picking his spots and he gets a bucket when he wants it. And his mid range is money and his three has been money too. And he's just electric. He can get to the hoop whenever he wants. He initiates the offense. He starts the blender, as they call it. I was not expecting Stephon Castle to be this good, this quick. I knew he was a good player, but he gets a little too feisty sometimes on defense, sticks his hand in the cookie jar a little too often sometimes. On offense, you could tell he has the vision. He makes the right passes. Sometimes he gets a little excited and he lacks a little bit of discipline, but that's just a young player thing. But you see the talent, you see the flashes. He's incredibly athletic. He's capable defensively. He's capable passing. It's just a matter of dialing it in and picking spots and making the correct passes on time, on target. But he has the ability. And then my favorite guy, Dylan Harper, really to have three guards this dynamic, I can't think of another team off the top of my head that's ever had this. And Dylan Harper, in my opinion, is just an absolute superstar. He's still a rookie. Still needs to get the shot dialed in, but that is the only weak part of his game. He's, in my opinion, already a top 10 passer, playmaker. His footwork is out of this world already at a young age. He gets to the bucket whenever he wants to. He makes the right passes. His vision is insane, but not only that, his passes are on target. The guys always catch it in the shooting pocket, or if they're going to the hoop, right where they need it to make an easy layup. And he's an incredible defender too. One of the best perimeter defenders in the league, in my opinion. But he's still young, still a lot to work out. But he's gonna be a star.
I mean, you haven't even mentioned Vassell yet. He's also, I mean, is he considered a guard or is he?
I consider him a guard. I mean, he's like what 6'5", 6'6".
So there's your fourth guard,
Yeah.
knockdown shooter for sure.
I mean, he plays on the wing for them, but
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, he's a knockdown shooter, and his three pointers come a long way. Their team really doesn't have any holes, if we're being honest. I mean, you have your go to guard with Fox, and then you have three incredible dynamic guards. Vassell on the wing, Harrison Barnes shooting on the wing, Champagny shooting on the wing. They can keep the floor spread. When Wemby's healthy, he spreads the floor too, and he's just a freak on defense.
which allows Castle to, like you said, put his hand in the cookie jar, knowing who he has behind him.
All of them, yeah. That's why they play so aggressive. Like, okay, get by us. Like, we dare you. Then you have freaking big alien standing there waiting for you to freaking come through, dude. Like, I can't even imagine trying to shoot over that guy. And then Cornette, I know you're a Cornette hater, but he's a solid backup big for them, and he plays quality minutes for him too. So
Yeah, he's solid. Just a little bit of a statue.
I mean, he's not a starting center, but as a guy who he's always in the right places. He gets the loose balls. He's there on defense. He may not be the quickest guy, or you're definitely not dumping it to him in the post trying to get a bucket, but he's going to do all the little things right.
Give Wemby a breather for a few minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And they needed a guy like that. It's good to have two big men, and those are really the only two big men. Keldon Johnson, by the way, we forgot about Keldon Johnson. He has been balling for them. He's playing out of his mind this year. You think they're a threat in the West?
For sure. With Wemby, 100%.
Yeah.
They have everything that they need. They have the veteran leadership with Harrison Barnes, even Fox
Yep.
at this point in his career. He's a vet now.
Yep.
Keldon Johnson's been there. He knows the system.
Yep.
I mean, it's the Spurs we're talking about. I know they aren't Popovich anymore, but I think he's up in the front office role, so he's definitely still working with them. But yeah, they have everything. They have scoring, they have defense, ball handlers, shooters.
Yeah, they literally have
Yeah,
everything.
just the
Well,
only thing they don't have is
experience.
experience, other than, I guess, Fox, a little bit in Sacramento.
Barnes is a champion.
Barnes is a champion.
That helps. Barnes is like the perfect vet for that team, and he does everything at a high level still. Like he's a hell of a player. And that's a perfect fit for him. Fit for him. Yeah. Fox has what, one playoff series in Sacramento, which but I'm not worried about Fox. He's gonna do his thing. It's just the youth, and we'll see how these guys operate under pressure. And also like your shots aren't going to be as open in the playoffs, and teams are going to catch on to what you're doing and game plan. And especially,
We'll game plan against Wemby. The
you can't really. I mean, you could just try throwing different looks at him. That's your best thing, and then try and get him into foul trouble. That would be my plan because I don't want him on the floor. Like period. When we're on offense. But yeah, I'm a big fan of that team, specifically the guards, and then of course Wemby's a freak. I specifically enjoy watching the guards play. Moving on from there.
yeah, keep on.
All right, cool. Next thing we want to talk about is the Celtics and Jaylen Brown, who is absolutely carrying this team. There was a lot of talk that maybe he wasn't as good and he should have been the Finals MVP, and Tatum was the leader of the team, and I heard a lot of talk of the Celtics wouldn't be anything without Tatum. So let's hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, he's performing like a superstar. I think it goes farther than him, though. Their bench is one of the best benches in the league. That's huge. Derek White, ever since he left San Antonio, he's just taken off. Shooting, scoring. I mean, he was never about scorer, but he could just do so much more given the opportunity, which he has shown it. I think they have a solid team as far because they're trying to not necessarily blow it up completely,
Yeah, but reduce the salary for
reduce the salaries, and I think they've overachieved. Yeah, Jalen Brown's playing like an MVP right now. Him, Derek White, and like I said, I think the bench is a huge deal for them. One of the best benches in the league, and that's definitely keeping them afloat. And there's that rumor that Jason Tatum's coming back before playoffs. We'll see what happens though.
Yeah, typically with these Achilles injuries, like even there's a bit of a warming up process. So obviously he's not just going to get for him to come back in March and April and then go straight into the playoffs. Like he's probably gonna come off the bench, short minutes at first,
Sure.
but he's also incredibly talented. So I'm not holding anything past him. He's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, as far as the Celtics, I mean, they get rid of Porzingis, they get rid of Drew Holiday, shed all that salary. They bring in Anthony Simons. Derek White is now the second option. Peyton Pritchard, who
Sixth man of the year last year.
yeah, exactly. But he's kind of thrown into that third option. Him and Simons, both kind of split that a little bit. Their rookie. I don't know if you paid attention to Hugo Gonzalez, but he's been solid. Keita, who honestly I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know who he was before the season. But he's rock solid. And then of course we're talking about Jaylen Brown, who should be an MVP candidate this year, considering I don't even know. I mean, most people, just because the East is kind of weak, they thought Boston would sneak their way in. But they're the third seed in the East right now. Jaylen Brown's averaging 30 a game off of 40 or 50% from the field. So, I mean, he's killing and he's doing it on both ends of the floor. His mid-range game has taken a huge step. All the talk of he can't go left and this and that, nobody can stop him. And he's just carrying the team. If Tatum comes back, are they good enough to make some noise in the East, you think?
Not this year. I think with that injury with Tatum, he's just not going to be Tatum from years past. That takes time. You've seen it from every player.
That being said, they're the third seed right now. Let's say they finish second or third and they get a first round matchup against, say, Toronto or I guess Orlando or Atlanta or someone like that? You think they can get a series?
For sure, get a series. We'll see if they can generate enough offense. 'Cause
Yeah.
like you said, Orlando and Toronto, these crappy at defense.
Yeah.
So I think it's just generating offense, which they have.
Yeah.
Like I said, their bench is rolling. Their bench is rolling. So if they can keep that up and find ways to score, I'm not worried about their defense.
Yeah.
But I'm worried more so on the offensive end. So if they can continue to score the way they have been, for sure, they could.
Yeah. I mean, when you have two guys, this is assuming Tatum can get back, even if he's 70% of what he normally is, that's an incredible player. When you have two guys who can score the ball like that, because if we're being real on offense, other than Jaylen Brown and during the playoffs, if they really hone in on Jaylen Brown, it's going to be tough for this team to get buckets. Derek White is a hell of a player. He does everything on that team, defense, offense, but he's not really, he can get you buckets, but if you're leaning on Derek White to win you a playoff series, you're in trouble. And then Anthony Simons, he's okay on the offensive end, in my opinion, which is supposed to be his specialty. But
He's a streaky player.
yeah, and then also I don't think he's ever played a playoff game. He never did in Portland. So yeah, I mean, I could see him getting around. But again, like, look what happened to Tatum last year. That could happen to anybody they play. And as long as they get in there, they have a chance. And if you have Tatum and Brown, you have a chance. So shout out to Jaylen Brown for everything he's done this season. He's definitely earned. I've been a big Jaylen Brown guy since his rookie year. I've been talking about him, and he's definitely proven that he deserves that Finals MVP and the contract for sure.
For sure.
But yeah, move on from the Celtics. Alrighty. So the next thing that kind of covers what we want to talk about for what's currently going on. We'll pick a few things every week, or every episode, that storylines and things we want to discuss. Obviously, there's a ton of stuff going on in the league, and we'll get to each team individually at some point, but just cover that for now. So next thing is going to be our first topic that of the episode, which is going to be our overrated teams and our underrated teams. We're going to start with our overrated teams. Each of us have picked one team from each conference that we believe is overrated. Go ahead and we'll start with the Western Conference first. Who is your pick?
Overrated. So I'm a dog. So it's probably gonna catch you by surprise, but I think they're overrated.
I agree.
No defense on that team.
Yeah.
Honestly, no rim protector.
Yep.
Aiden's not really a rim protector.
He's not doing it. And we've seen Jackson Hayes in the playoffs already.
Yeah. And then you have two ball dominant players. Really three, but LeBron can play anything. He can play off ball, on ball, works with anyone. But he's 41. He's not gonna give you defense for a whole game. Give it to you for a couple possessions. Big series for sure. But Reeves, Luca, are strictly all offense. Their bench is it's horrible. I don't know what's happened to Gabe Vincent. I feel like another Miami swindle.
Yep.
I can't. I could go on and on. We keep getting these players from Miami, and they're not performing. Luca's incredible, but the lack of defense.
Yeah.
Reeves is also hurt now. LeBron doesn't have the juice to just continue for every single game, which I guess it's nice to lean on Luca, but we'll see. You can't count him out in the playoffs just because LeBron's IQ. It's LeBron. Luca's healthy. He's in shape, but I don't think they're gonna make noise this year. At least with this current team, we'll see what they do at the trade deadline.
Yep. I agree. I think, obviously they're the Lakers, so they're going to get more publicity and media attention than any team in the league, them and the Knicks. And then also you have possibly the greatest player to ever live, LeBron, and you have one of the greatest players in the league, one of the most polarizing players, Luca. So you're going to get a lot of attention. So I also agree. I mean, they're contenders, but I don't think they're a serious finals threat, especially in the West. And when you consider the teams they stack up against, they don't really match up well with anyone. I'm kind of interested in the Houston matchup with them, but Houston did just beat the hell out of them the other night. But yeah, that's a good pick. That's not the team I went with, but again, when you have Luca and LeBron, I think anything is possible in the playoffs. But you just need ball stop. They need ball stoppers. Nobody on that team is literally nobody is a great defender except Marcus Smart. But yeah, he can only guard one guy. Yeah, all they have to do is switch off of him and get Luca on whoever, and it's Christmas. I mean, the team I went with is similar predicament, but I want the Warriors. Steph is Steph. I don't think he's gotten worse over the years. I think he's the same player he's always been since his prime. Obviously, throughout the years, teams have figured out how to defend him better, but he's still going to give you 30. It's Steph. The problem is the supporting cast with them and Draymond. Although Draymond was never a scoring guy, this year is way worse than it's ever been. It's not looking good for him, and he's turning it over. I think career high in turnovers this year as well. Uh, this is a team that I want to call overrated, but also this is a team that when the playoffs roll around, it's going to be a different story with this team, especially with Jimmy Butler. He's super passive right now, which I don't know if that's just normal or if it's normal Jimmy Butler stuff. In the regular season, he's never really cared anyway. But when the playoffs come around, he's a different animal. So I'm calling this team overrated. They get attention, obviously, because of Steph Curry, but I'm also not counting them out. I just don't see the team currently constructed making a finals run. I think these guys are old. I think their time has passed. If anything, this is the year they have to get it done with all three of those guys getting older. But I will say this is they are one move away from being a pretty serious threat. And I think the Kaminga piece is interesting because he obviously doesn't play for them. He's a very talented young guy that they hate for whatever Steve Kerr hates for whatever reason, even though they give him a contract. But he's like your only trade piece. Him, Moody, Pajemski, I guess. They have some picks they can trade. Their young rookie, Richards, I believe his name is. They could trade him. If I'm them, I'm going after Sabonis. You need someone who can kind of do what Draymond does, but they also need a
True center.
yeah, a center. They need a big man presence. Quentin Post isn't that guy. Sure, as a off the bench guy, he's okay. But Sabonis can get boards for them. They don't really have a rebounder on that team. A big body in the paint, and he's also a really good passer. He can play that role that Draymond does, the dribble handoffs with Steph and pick and rolls, and he's a useful mid range shooter when he wants to be. And if they made a move like that, then they become interesting. But as of right now, I don't even see them getting out of the first round. Matchup dependent, obviously, but also they got to get in the first round. The West is tough. So, anything you got on them?
So as of right now, you don't think they get out of the first round of their current roster,
No.
even with Jimmy Butler?
Mm-hmm.
Because this time last year they got Jimmy Butler. We said we don't. We'll wait for playoffs. Jimmy Butler, we don't care. Jimmy Butler step, it's over. You see, Steph got hurt last year. They did advance, got to round 2, I believe,
Yep.
and then Steph
They
got hurt.
they beat the young
Rockets.
Houston Rockets in 7 with Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet as their primary scorers.
Yeah.
So, and Sengun wasn't what he is now. He was good, but he's definitely taken a leap this year. So, there's
Yeah.
that. But um
I'm surprised with that pick. You picked
yeah.
just because we both love Jimmy Butler and what he can bring to the table come playoff time.
Yeah,
I'm a little surprised. I agree.
but
They
he's
don't have the roster.
35 years old, it's not time is undefeated, especially in basketball. That's one thing we've learned. We see it with LeBron. Look at freaking LeBron, dude. Like how many times he goes to the rim and gets blocked. Like we never saw LeBron get blocked at the rim before. He's dunking on everybody or finishing on everybody. And now he's constantly like, people are like picking on him on defense. Like it's actually kind of sad to see. But and what's crazy is he's still one of the better players in the league, even with all of that. So, but yeah, regardless, father time's undefeated, but definitely excited for whenever the playoffs roll around. We still got some time. Trade deadlines in a month, so
They definitely have some pieces they can move.
yeah, they should because they have Steph Curry and
Yeah.
try and get him one more before he goes. And once he leaves, start the rebuild then. But he's got a couple years on him.
We'll see what happens.
See what happens. Get to our underrated teams. So no, let's do our
overrated for the East.
Overrated for the East. Who's your pick?
Not a clear, obvious choice, or it is an obvious choice. I'd say the Cavs
Me too.
for sure. Donovan Mitchell is a monster. Performed in the regular season every year, going back to his time with Utah. Now that he's in Cleveland, better team than Utah, but
Yeah.
has he gotten past the first round? I think
Yeah.
once against the Magic. Other than that, Jared Allen is just not an option for them. I don't know why. I think they should trade. They're not gonna trade Mobley, but I would trade Allen for sure. No need for two bigs, especially come playoff time. Jared Allen doesn't see the floor as much. You can sit here and tell me Garland was out last year. They're the number one seed. Garland, you, yeah, but teams look for him on defense.
Yep.
He doesn't show up as far as the offensive end goes. As far as giving that 1-2 punch, him and Mitchell, it's really just Mitchell. He
Yep.
has to take 30 shots a game. He performs. I don't really care about his field goal percentage because he has to take so many shots in order to keep them afloat. They have a good team. They have good role players. DeAndre Hunter, Sam Merrill, Strus.
He's been hurt.
Yeah.
Lonzo's been a disappointment.
I think Lonzo's been pretty good for them.
He's been good, but he just doesn't make any damn shots. But he does everything else good on the
Does
court.
everything else good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he can make some shots, he'll be good. And they kind of need that a little bit.
Mobley is a beast in the regular season, but same thing with him. Come playoff time, his offense is gone. Still good at defense, just it's good for whatever reason in the playoffs.
I picked the Cavs as well, and I'm gonna go a step further than you. I'm saying I'm tired of this damn roster. Just get rid of it. Darius Garland has so much talent, and he's so good at basketball on the offensive end, which hurts me to say that they should probably move on from him because the matchup with him and Mitchell as your backcourt, it's just not working. I mean, Donovan Mitchell is ball dominant, and Darius Garland needs to be in a place where he's the main guy with the ball for him to really thrive in a system. Obviously, he's going to thrive offensively regardless, but when you just weigh the pros and cons between the offense and the defense with him, it just doesn't make sense on that team. Jared Allen, who is a solid player, don't get me wrong, but I think that between Garland and Allen, you could definitely turn that into something more positive for that team. I've had enough of them. Truly, they're not going to do anything as currently constructed. They have a solid roster on paper, but in a playoff series, Garland's going to get picked on. Allen is not a threat offensively. Mobley, who is getting max money, in my opinion, is only a max player on one end of the floor. Don't get me wrong, on defense, he's elite, but offensively, like if you're getting a max, you need to perform like I'm just not seeing that. So
We move trade deadlines coming around. You see LeBron coming back to Cleveland, maybe getting those wing players, DeAndre Hunter over to LA, maybe him, Jared Allen.
it's not happening.
Not happening?
It's not happening. And the only way it would have to be next year. I don't see you really think LeBron James is going to get traded?
Yeah.
No. I mean, you should hope so as a Lakers fan because
I love LeBron. Keep him for Lakers.
okay. Well, they're not going to do nothing.
But I would also be open to moving him too. Build more around Luka.
That's what they should be doing. I mean,
Come next year. Lakers got new owners.
The problem is Lakers are kind of handcuffed by the salary cap that LeBron's contract has on that team. So
not really a long-term thing though, as it's I believe a 1-year deal that he opted into.
Well, yeah, after this year he's free and I don't see him getting paid anything significant after this year. So
yeah.
All right, that covers the overrated. You want to knock out our underrated teams, or you want to get into our top 10?
No, let's do the under.
All right, go through it. Who you got?
Go back to the West. Underrated. I told you before the season. I said if they're healthy, not even a play-in team, they'll be a 1-3-7 team, and that's the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, they are underrated. They're playing really good basketball.
Yeah. Without Jalen Green too.
Yeah, without Jalen Green, Devin Booker just being consistent on both ends of the floor. Actually, like being a leader on both ends of the floor. My guy, Dylan Brooks, he comes in and he wins games and he changes cultures. You say what you want about him and the antics. Every team he's been on has won. Mm-hmm. Houston was a lottery team before he got there. All of a sudden, they're a playoff team. They're a number 2 seed last year. Phoenix, same thing. They had Kevin Durant last year. Couldn't even make the playoffs. All of a sudden, they're in the mix. Dylan Brooks comes over. He's a baller. And he gets the guys going. I don't know. he's a little, the antics are a little much, and it's definitely entertaining to watch.
For
But
sure.
no, I agree, completely underrated. I didn't see it coming. I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think either the Clippers or the Mavs or the Blazers are gonna shoot up before the Suns. But hey, I've been wrong to this point. So see, shout out to Colin Gillespie too. He's absolutely
he's
balling.
balling.
I want to see him in the 3-point contest this year.
Yeah. I picked the Suns, so this year. Laugh at me. Fans are probably gonna laugh at me too, but I like them a lot because Devin Booker is that guy there now. No Durant, no Chris Paul, no Ayton. And it just kind of reminded me of, building a 2K team and you don't want to have all these stack players.
Yeah,
You have Devin Booker and then just surround him with everything and just let him do his thing. And he
yeah.
can pass, he can score. They have athletic bigs, they have athletic wing players, people who can shoot. Dylan Brooks' offensive game, like you said, it was
Oh, it's come a
this.
long way.
It's come a long way.
Yeah,
Whoever his trainer is in the off season definitely did a
yeah.
good job with him.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. But
Um,
anyways,
my underrated team in the West is the Minnesota Timberwolves, which shouldn't be an underrated team because they've been in the conference finals 2 years straight now. But when it comes to the finals contenders, they're never talked about. All the talk is surrounding everyone else in the West except for these guys. And the only reason I'm going to say that they're underrated is because of that. But um, I think when you have Anthony Edwards on your team, you have a chance.
yeah.
And he's an absolute superstar. That's all I got to say about them. I mean,
I
the only thing holding them back is the idiot they have at center who can't do anything on the offensive end and is the defensive, all defensive guy, but gets torched by every big man in the league in the playoffs. So
that's a topic for another day.
that's a topic. That's a topic for another. We got to do a whole segment on him, but
Whole segment.
I'm pretty tired of him, to be honest. And I would be very happy if they moved off of him. Also, I'm pretty sad to see that Rob Dillingham is basically a bust at this point.
He doesn't get the minutes.
He doesn't get the minutes, but when he does, I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
Bones is out playing him, which shout out to Bones for coming out of nowhere and earning a roster spot. With Mike Conley getting older, they need some guard minutes.
Yeah.
Losing Nikhil, they need some guard minutes. Dante's been solid. I was hoping Jaden McDaniels would take more of a stride this year, but he kind of looks like the same guy, which he's a solid player, but they definitely needs a little bit of help. And Julius Randle has been that for the most part, but
he's more of a number 3 than a number 2 option, in my opinion.
yeah, I mean, if you're looking to win the finals and he's your second option, then
yeah,
you probably have a little bit of trouble coming your way.
Just strapped with the cap being obviously, yeah, he just deserves every penny. But you have Randall making that money, Gobert, and Nas Reed.
Yeah, well,
Nas is good.
Nas deserves it for sure.
Nas deserves it for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, that was my underrated team. Head out to the East. Who's your underrated team in the East?
I know they've been trending down. They trended up, they trended down. I think they're kind of staying relatively in the medium range right now. I'd say the Raptors. I look at the roster and they can stay healthy, which they have been. I think it's awesome. Defense, Scotty Barnes. He's not really
everything.
A guy. Yeah, he does everything. He's not really a guy. Just here, take the ball, give me 20 straight points. I think that's more so the Brandon Ingram role.
Yep.
Barnes can get you a bucket. He does everything else. Good bench. Quickly has come on a lot.
Yep, he can get you buckets too. He's a guy that when you need a little bit of a spark, he can make it happen.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I really like them a lot. They also have Barrett. Not sure how he fits in.
Solid.
He's solid, but if they want to make a move, go get
the guy.
Go get someone like Giannis. I don't know what they'd have to give up, but they could definitely.
That's gonna be a tough one.
Sure, and probably have to get another team involved in that.
Well, Barrett's got to go, and then their young guy, CMB, Murray Boyles, which he I actually really like him, and he's a solid defender up to this point. But he's still pretty raw, so only time will tell with that guy. But honestly, if I'm them, I'm probably sitting still, just see what I have with this roster, and then once the season passes, see how far we make it, and
you just traded for Brandon Ingram, so you got to see what you have there.
And everyone on that starting 5 is paid. So they're locked in. Shoot, see what you got. I mean, they have the roster. Just And they show flashes, but they're also pretty inconsistent. They lose a lot of games that they shouldn't lose. And
for sure.
you could tell they don't have a lot of playing time together. A lot of guys get hurt.
Yeah.
And Ingram just got there. But intriguing for sure. I went with the Sixers. It's the guards. I don't really care about Embiid at this point. It's the guards: Maxey, Edgecombe, Grimes, and McCain. Specifically, Maxey and Edgecombe. Maxey has been playing like an MVP, averaging 30 a game. VJ, I can't say enough about this guy. He's an absolute star. He's going to be a superstar in this league. He's already a great two-way player. Decision making, there's a reason why he doesn't get the ball a whole lot. Is he's still young. He still needs to work on the decision making, but he's shooting close to, I think he's 38% from three. So that's his catch and shoot is solid. He just hit the game winner the other night. Defense is insane from him. You could put him on anybody. He's gonna give him hell. But yeah, those two are entertaining, and of course you got Grimes and McCain off the bench. If you can get anything from Paul George, especially defensively, they need a little extra boost defensively now that Embiid's a statue. And if Embiid can just get into the playoffs and play
what he's doing now, at least.
Yeah, I mean, even though he can't move, he'll still give you 30. The problem is he can't move on defense, and that used to be one of his best attributes. So it's interesting, but they're underrated. They're not really talked about as a threat, but they're 4 games over 500 up to this point, and I think they could do some damage if they're healthy. But when it comes to these guys, that's probably
just like
it's another if. Except these guys, it's different.
That's the potential guys. They have more than just 2 guys. Yeah. So Kawhi and Harden, decent. They have more than just 2 guys.
They got 4 guards. They also got Oubre. You talk about Paul George and Embiid. I mean, they got real
playoff
potential
experience. Yeah. They had the MVP on that team from a couple years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. You happy with Paul George, how he's played this year? He's at least playing and somewhat contributing. I think he's more than contributing. He's performing.
I'll stay quiet on Paul George for now.
I know you weren't happy with him in Oklahoma.
He needs to get some more games under his belt. I think he's still kind of warming up because last year was a joke. So we'll see. We'll see with him. But I don't really have any high hopes for him. If he could just play a Harrison Barnes type role for this team, I think he'd be perfect. I don't really want the ball in his hands that much. Leave it to the guards. Play off the ball, catch and shoot. 1 triple pull-ups. If not, get off the ball.
Get you a bucket when you need it.
Play some damn defense because you're a talented defender. I think if he did that, then he would elevate this team to a different. Yeah, that's all I got on that.
Yeah, I thought about picking up a underrated team, but just can't. Just because that if being the injuries.
Yeah,
I mean, Embiid's never healthy. He plays once every 6 games now. I mean, he's actually been doing a lot better than he was at the beginning of the season. He's definitely playing. Looks. I know you said he's a statue. Still is, but he's moving a little bit better.
Moving.
Paul George is obviously taking a way bigger step than he was last year. I think he was just way too hurt last year. Even playing. Maxey's insane.
Yeah,
he's
that's
so fast.
He's taken his game to another level.
That's a 2K player right there.
Yeah,
a little my player. That's what you wanted to look like.
Yep. I don't know. I think they're doing what they should be doing with Embiid, giving him his reps, but keeping him fresh because you're only going to get so much out of Embiid every year before he goes down, and you kind of want to save that for the playoffs.
They're doing.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll see as far as they go.
You want to move on to your, I know this is a big one for you, what you wanted to talk about.
Yep. So this is going to be our main segment. This is going to be, we're doing a top 50 players, active players in the league right now, but we're operating under the assumption that they are healthy. So the criteria for this is the NBA finals start today. If they're healthy, who do you want on your team? And we're going top 50 players. So obviously Jason Tatum, if healthy, he's one of these guys. Obviously, he's not a guy right now, but this is our criteria. I would want Jason Tatum on my team if he was healthy and whatnot. So today we're just going to do our top 10. We're going to do 10 every episode till we get to 50. Starting with number 1, I'm guessing we have the same guy, Jokic. I don't think we really need to. Yeah, everyone knows what's up with this guy. He's one of the greatest players I've ever seen in my life.
what was it, 2 years ago when the Lakers made that noise, made it to the Western Conference Finals. People were saying
Yeah.
the knock on Jokic is his defense. I mean, AD still did work, but I don't think his defense is a liability. I think people keep saying he's perfect other than his defense. I don't. His defense is there. That's all I'm going to say on Jokic. He's still good.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally the perfect player. Um, Obviously, the weak spot is the defense, particularly the help defense. As the big man on the court, you have an obligation to protect the paint, and he's not an idiot on defense, but he's not someone people are scared. They're driving straight at him every time. So that is the weak spot, but I don't care. He could literally lay on the floor for the defensive possession and he'd still be the greatest player in the world. So shout out to him. Number 2, I'm guessing we have the same player for this as well. Who you got?
I got your boy from Oklahoma.
Same. SGA. The top 2 are pretty easy for me.
For
Not
now.
for
Maybe in
now.
a couple years, that second one, maybe that first one even changes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It could change next year. I mean, the league changes pretty quick.
Yeah.
SGA coming off of Finals MVP and MVP season, and he got better. So, incredible. Both ends of the floor. His 3-point shot has grown. He's somehow just better. Everything. Yeah, that is an easy choice for me. Yeah,
obvious number 2 choice.
Simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 3. This is where it gets interesting for me.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
I'm going with who could take the number 1 spot in the next couple of years, maybe next year, like you said. Wemby stays healthy.
You took Wemby number 3?
I didn't want to, but I mean, the only thing that made me hesitate was we haven't seen him in the playoffs, obviously. He's still young, doesn't have the experience, but I don't care. He's 7'6".
He's
crazy.
I wanted him. You're gonna be surprised where I have Wemby, but I wanted him up. But again, where our criteria is, if the finals started today, who do we want on our team? And I want guys who are proven. So for my number 3, I went Giannis. My top 3 are all finals MVPs. They've all been primary options and they're all proven. And nobody's stopping Giannis. We've seen it in the finals. We've seen it in the playoffs when he's healthy. He's an animal. So I went Giannis. I'm not mad at Wemby, but until I see it in the playoffs. Sure. But yeah, next year, he might be number 1 on the list. We'll see. As of right now, I'm going Giannis.
Number 4.
Number 4, who you got?
I went Edwards.
Same.
This one was tough with my next pick, which I'll get to in a second.
Me too.
But I went Edwards on this one.
Me too.
I'm probably just going to review my number 5 right here. I took him over Giannis. Giannis is my 5th. I took Edwards just because Giannis is obviously the beast, does everything like you said, proven. But what Edwards has to work with, it's fine. But he also plays defense. He is the definition of a two-way player.
Yep.
Giannis could score, but he doesn't have a jumper like Edwards.
Not at all.
Edwards gets to the rim, he can shoot the 3, mid-range. His footwork is unbelievable. His passing, I also think, is pretty underrated.
Oh yeah. For sure. I mean, I have at number 4. I think you're a psychopath for having him over Giannis. Giannis is different defensively than Ant. Is a hell of a defensive player, especially perimeter defender. He's one of the greatest. But then offensively, like you said, he can get a bucket whenever he wants. He's worked on his mid-range game. I think watching SGA torch him last year, he learned, I need to develop a mid-range and a post game and all this. That's come a long way. His passing, which has already been elite, is elite. But yeah, I mean, to have him over Giannis, it's pretty wild. But I understand. All right, so you got Ant number 4. You say you got Giannis 5. We kind of covered Giannis. I had Steph 5. He's proven 4-time champion. He's got a Finals MVP under his belt. When he's on the court, the defense has to change the way they play entirely. It is proven. I mean, you cannot let him get any space, and he keeps the defense paranoid. Everyone has to have their eyes on him. It opens the lane for other players. He'll torch you. He'll absolutely torch you. Just run around all game and torch you and make your life hell. That was an easy number 5 for me. So you got Giannis. Who you got number 6?
I'm going to change it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with my list. I went Luka. Obviously, defense, that's his biggest weakness, but he's an efficient ball.
Yep.
Unbelievable passing. He could score on all 3 levels. Not the most athletic guy, but it doesn't matter.
I went Luka too. Number 6.
Yeah.
Offensively, he's one of the greatest players we've ever seen. I mean, efficiency numbers, not so much. He does turn it over a lot, and his field goal percentage isn't the greatest, but he's gonna torch you. He's averaging what 35 this year. It's ridiculous. His passes are insane. The passes he's able to make. Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's just defense. Yeah, if he played any defense like at all, like even just maybe did something out there, he'd be top 3. He's useless and he gets picked on, and they want him switched on them.
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's frustrating as a Lakers fan.
Oh, big time.
It annoys me just as a basketball fan because he has so much damn talent. He needs to quit bitching to the refs. Just he's so good, and just the finals run he made when he bounced OKC out a couple years ago and made it with Kyrie. You know, he's stamped for sure. What he did to Phoenix a couple years back too, like
he's
he's stamped. Yeah, no, he's good.
Yeah.
We got 7.
I got 3 on this one. I wanted. I was saying a minute ago. You made a good, compelling argument.
Yeah.
I wanted to put him over Luka.
It's close. That one was tough for me.
Yeah.
But Curry also plays defense.
He strives. Yeah.
Luka doesn't even freaking try. So
yeah.
Sure. No, that one was tough. But yeah, Curry. I have Wemby at 7.
That's pretty.
Yeah, just because he's not every guy above him is proven, and there's guys that are below him that are proven, but he's just a freak. And like you said, he might be number 1, 2, or 3 after this season, but I need to see it first. I don't know though, but there is a case for him at 3 just because just defense alone, how much he changes the game. It's insane.
Like the showing autonomy of basketball.
And he's actually his IQ has like taken another step this year, which brings his game to a different level. So yeah, that's all I got to say on that. Number 8, who you got?
I don't know if this is gonna surprise you or not.
We'll see.
It was a tough one. I went Halliburton.
Wow.
What he did last year, he was on some Dirk Nowitzki run.
Wow.
I was not the biggest Halliburton fan. And he shut me up come playoff time, and what he did was insane. How can you not? Yeah, especially what he did with the roster that he did it with, the way he led the troops. I mean, Siakam's a hell of a player, but I mean, as a number 2 option and go to the finals and take that Thunder team to 7 as well, and who knows what would have happened. It'll be one of the biggest what ifs in sports history. I don't really care. I consider him a champion. I consider him a finals MVP. I don't give a damn if they didn't win it, but in my eyes, he's always going to be a champion. And I hope he gets a ring one day because he earned it just off that run. I didn't have him in my top 10, although he is one of my favorite players. Just the playmaking alone, just the basketball IQ. He does not turn the ball over. He can get buckets when he wants to get buckets, but he plays basketball the right way. He plays a winning brand of basketball. Not the greatest defender, but he's not a slouch either. No. You know, he's not going to get picked on ever. Quick hands. Yeah, he's steals. He's solid. And then he went to the conference finals the year prior too. Like it's not this isn't his first rodeo. He's really him. So shout out to the Kings for getting rid of all their good guys. But I'm not mad at it. That is a lot higher than I had him. Yeah, that was a Dirk Nowitzki game he went on last year. For sure. I had Tatum at 8. Which was tricky for me. But again, he's proven. I don't think he's ever missed the playoffs in his career. He wins every year. Only 1 ring, but you know, they've been in the finals twice. They've been in the conference finals like every single freaking year. You know, he's all around one of the better scorers in the league. Great rebounder, underrated playmaker as well, and a hell of a defender. He can guard damn near 1 through 5. So yeah, I mean, he had to be in my top 10, even though, you know, he's hurt this year and whatever, and they were about to get bounced by New York last year before he got hurt. But yeah, he's got number 9. Who you got? I went Cade. Same. He is also, I keep saying this, but he's also one of those players at 2K that he's the perfect player to build. Yep. He's big, he's fast, he's strong. He's score on all 3 levels. His passing is also, I keep saying this about almost every guy that I pick, but his passing is also super underrated. Defense too. He's I mean, he's got that
that perfect amount of asshole in him,
Yeah.
where he's like one of those competitive guys, and when the game is on the line, he wants the ball and he makes something happen. Whether like he'll get you a bucket, or he's going to find the right guy. He's a beast, and again, when the game's on the line, he elevates his game. He doesn't fold under pressure. And considering that the roster that he has, he's taken them to new heights, and I think they're my personal favorite in the East this year. I like the Knicks, but just making sure we're still recording. I like the Knicks, but they damn near beat the Knicks last year, and they've gotten better. They lost a couple guys, but they also gained Duncan Robinson, Karis LeVert, Jaden Ivey's back. Jalen Duren has taken his game to a different level. Thompson Twin, he's gotten better. He's still, a little rough around the edges, but he's one of the greatest defenders in the league. He's a freak slasher. If they just leave him in the dunker, he's going to get you 10 points a game just off of that alone. And then he's going to get you another 5 off of hustle points. So, but yeah, we're talking about Cade.
They're just, I know, it doesn't have anything to do with this. I think the Pistons are just one player away, like another sidekick for Cade.
Yeah. Yeah. I think next episode we'll play You're the GM with this team and dice it up a little bit. All right, that brings us to our final player for today, number 10. Who you got?
This is tough for me.
Me too.
I went Tatum.
Okay.
He's younger than the next player that I wanted to put in, which we'll get that for next week. But Tatum, he basically everything you said. The reason I don't have a higher is because I feel like he just shies away sometimes from the moment. You need a bucket, close game. Sometimes he kind of just disappears. Gives it to Jaylen Brown. Whatever it is, I just feel like he doesn't have that killer instinct. Which, I mean, that's kind of hard to say. He's a champion already. He did drop 45 or whatever it was in that Knicks game when he got hurt.
Yep.
Yeah, he can take over, but there are times where I'm watching him. I'm like, go get the ball and dominate. Like how Giannis would dominate, how KD in his prime would dominate. Don't settle for this turnaround, fade away, jump shot with 2 guys in your face. Attack the rim, just take over.
The thing that gives him my ultimate respect is his rookie year when they took LeBron to 7. And that was the best LeBron we've ever seen. And they took him to 7. And that alone is impressive. In the conference finals, and then they've been competitive every year. They've come up short a lot, though. Definitely come up short. There's that. He probably should have more than 1 ring, honestly. The talent's there. So my number 10, I went Jaylen Brown. I don't even know if he's in your top 15, but he's a finals MVP. He's proven. Same thing as Tatum. They're very similar, actually. They have different styles offensively, but their game translates very similar. And yeah, I mean, he's playing like an MVP this year, and he's a finals MVP. Again, he's proven. Every one of my top 10 is proven, except for Wemby, but he's just a freak. I guess Cade isn't really proven either, but he kind of did last year. But yeah, Jaylen Brown, number 10. We talked about him earlier, so I won't get into it too much. So the only player that you had in your top that I didn't was Halliburton. And then the only player that I had that you didn't was Jaylen Brown. So
let me ask you this really quick. It's not top 10, but taking J-Dub from the Thunder, or you taking Jaylen Brown?
Right now?
Playoffs, game 7 tomorrow.
Mm.
Who are you taking? You have a perfect team and you got to add one of them.
I'm taking Jaylen Brown. He's proven. He's a winner. He wins every year. Jalen Williams is on his way. He's on his way. And, he did drop 40 in the finals. He was huge for that team, but there was a lot of knocks on him last year in the playoffs. But also he had a torn ligament in his wrist, which he's still trying to recover from. So I'm not going to hold too much against him, but he was pretty inconsistent in the playoffs. So there is that. You know what you're getting with Jaylen Brown in the playoffs. He's going to show up, and he's going to win. So I'm going Jaylen Brown, and it's a close one, but I'm going Jaylen Brown for sure. Got anything else? Anything you want to add before we close this episode?
No. See over top 10.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for our first episode. Like I said, we're going to try and drop every Monday and Friday morning. The show will continue to get better. Our production will continue to get better. So bear with us while we figure this out. But
feel free to drop some comments. Let us know whose top 10 is better, what changes you'd make.
Yeah. Give us some tips of things you want us to discuss. And shoot. Thanks for joining. Peace.
Bye.